in my tripod. There we go.
Welcome everybody to Ladies Night Live. So, I do have bad news. My new card game did not come in the mail today like it was supposed to.
Ouch.
So, I am not happy about that. I even did anybody else check the mail? And they're like, no. And I'm like, crap. So, my homesteading card game did not come in. I am not happy. It even says it was supposed. Okay, crap! It's doing next week Monday.
Can you turn off the sound? Thank you, babe.
Yeah, it was supposed to come today, and now they're putting a next week, following week out now.
Where was it coming from? Because Texas ain't the only one flooding. North Carolina's flooding. Yeah, they've got massive. Midwest has got massive interruptions between flooding and storms and just crap in general.
Yeah, this is weird. It went from Idaho to Washington State. And then I guess from Washington State down to Florida.
It sounds like me they were putting it on a plane, bussing it up and putting it on a plane.
Ugh.
Or they just rerouted it for the fun of it.
That's what I think. They get my hopes up.
I always tell them, it's like when I mail something off, I go in there, like when I mailed your package, it got there in 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I was one of those annoying customers that wanted tracking numbers and insurance and blah, 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 and had a whole lot to say about their record as far as getting packages on time. And, if you're extra annoying, they get it out extra quickly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's insured and you're taking their name down as the person you turned it into.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. All right, let me do a quick hi to people in the chat here. Let me get to the top.
Has anybody heard from Tambra? Is she okay over there?
Yeah, she was sending me a lot of stuff yesterday but it seems like she is okay though.
Yeah, she didn't get any of the storm. She didn't get any of the. No, I got some of it.
Because, that death toll keeps climbing, and I'm not sure exactly in my mind where exactly she's at in Texas.
She's just east of Waco.
See, I don't know where Waco is.
Almost, yeah, closer to the Louisiana border.
Okay,
there you go.
And I asked Starla, and Starla said it was south of her because she's in the Panhandle.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, Starla. Hey, Jane. Oh, come on. Clear up. Hi, Laura. Cheryl.
Hello, everybody. There, that takes care of everybody.
Yeah, it does. Oh, okay. Cheryl just got back from Arkansas last night. Glad you made it back safe.
So everybody's weather's okay now?
Yeah. Storms tomorrow. But I don't think
I'm supposed to get storms.
Anything significant.
Yeah, we're supposed to see the storms we got last night. We were only supposed to get rain. It showed on the weather network. And then all of a sudden, an Ontario bulletin come out that I didn't see. And we were supposed to get heavy thunderstorms, but that's all it said. It didn't say severe flooding. It didn't say high winds or anything. And then after, when it already started hitting, then they said it was, I looked at it this morning and then it said high winds and everything, but the winds were like 50, 60 miles an hour here, and whatever 90 kilometers is, and I think
Have
it's
you
70 is
noticed that
50, and
fear mongering?
what's that?
Mongering the weather. They're fear mongering the weather. They're escalating.
Yeah, because 2 days ago,
hyping you up. Wait a minute, for no damn reason. And then when something really bad does hit, they downplay it.
yeah. Well, see, you know how everybody's going on about the chemtrails. Well, day before yesterday, when I was working down at the barn, I noticed the whole sky was covered in chemtrails here, and I hadn't seen that in weeks and months, and it was full of chemtrails.
We are living in that book, 1984, and it's progressing nicely. Even Trump being elected is part of it, giving them a
Yep.
supposed option, giving them a savior, and then he's just as bad as everybody else. We
Mhm.
are fully in the book 1984 with a government taking over everything.
Oh, one movie that we watched yesterday, which was kind of interesting to rewatch it, was They're Alive. That was a good movie to rewatch.
Ooh.
Have y'all seen that movie?
Mm-hmm. Been a
No,
while.
I don't watch TV.
I think
It's,
I got
I don't
it.
watch movies.
I think I've got it on DVD. I mean, I've got like 800 DVDs stored in my shed.
it's an old movie, Terminator.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. No,
Now I'm gonna ask this of Terminator because I don't think the two younger ones will know, Shannon and Little Miss. The Legend of Billy Jack.
Yep, I remember it.
I've
Yeah.
even got those on video and stuff.
See,
The
I had
original Kung Fu.
all the
I've got
all the
those series.
videos I lost in my house fire. We had all on DVD. We had a complete golden collection of John Wayne right from the day he started in movies, and every movie, 30, 40 movies that he did. Plus, we had letters where Abraham Lincoln and all the presidents that he was introduced to all signed written letters, documents, and everything in this whole complete golden book, all on John Wayne's history. And we lost that in the fire. It had everything that ever he did. His wives, all the history on him.
Lincoln was assassinated a century ago. He did not know John Wayne. I know John Wayne.
Oh, you mean John F. Kennedy?
Oh, okay. Now that's possible.
No, I'm just saying the older. I'm talking about the older ones, the older presidents.
It smells good, y'all. Look at that.
yeah.
I was eating good tonight.
So Terminator, They Alive, it came out in 1988.
What was that?
It's about a movie that when they put these glasses on, they see what certain people really are, and then like if they look at a Billboard magazine, it says obey, consume. And
It's all those little subliminal. It's about subliminal messaging, which they're actually using right now.
Yes.
Where the hell is my? I'm missing
That's
some
what my son was saying on Saturday night. Was that the way the government's trying to get the people, these 15-minute cities and everything, they were talking about Bitcoin. Some of them didn't understand what Bitcoin was. And then he was explaining it to them what Bitcoin was. And that's what, like, it's digital now with all the cards and everything. And that's the way the government wants, because then he piped up and said, yeah, the government just wants to be able to control everybody and whatever you spend. If they don't want you spending on something, they can stop you from buying anything because they can control your bank accounts.
Yeah.
And everybody just stared at him and looked. And I said, yeah, it's true, guys. The government's trying to take over. Start listening to me. But I just kept quiet after that. I was too busy playing Texas Hold'em, and my damn granddaughter, my 20-year-old granddaughter, she goes all in, and I've got the best hand high full house. And I said, well, I'm all in. Well, what did she do? Turn around and she beats me with 4 of a kind. Darn it.
Okay,
Cut me right out of the game.
My kids done took
That
my,
was
my
freaking.
Trivial Pursuit Genesis Edition, Cards Against Humanity. I've got empty boxes up here, which means he took
Okay,
them
get
all
her to
the
just start,
games.
do some Trivia Pursuit tonight. Let her be the host tonight.
That's what I'm looking for. I said my kids have raided my closet for my games. They left
Uh-oh.
the boxes behind.
Oh, just let me see what games I got. Just wait a sec.
And then I've got like a fantasy D&D role-playing game, but I don't think that's good for this. How about I ask y'all some questions on recent trivia? What do you think about them coming
no,
out
this-
saying that there is
this
no
is a book.
AC list?
Dilly Duck. My son got these in a house that was being torn down. The old guy died. This book was the Samuel Lowe Company, Wisconsin, and it was published in the USA in 1952. That book.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, I got one for y'all.
I had books of the Boer War.
Let's see what I got here. I got Mr. Boston, the
19.
Lure Official Bartender's Guide.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty, 1957.
I don't have originals, but I have a Mother Goose compilation and a Grimm's compilation from like the early 70s.
Come here.
This one was published in New York. Oh, hey, guess what? It was published the year I was born, 1961. Huckleberry Hound.
Come here.
These are books that I read when I was a kid. Oh, wait a sec. What game do I
This is
got?
a Bartender's Bible
Oh.
from 1963.
Oh, wow. Oh, Starla wants to know, when is your next homestead garden tour, Terminator?
I've just got a little bit of weed whacking and grass and weed pulling to do, and then I'm going to do a tour. Probably by the end of the week.
Oh, which reminds me, Miss Prepper.
Yes.
Pine Pop. Does Mr.
that-
Prepper want those
What was it again?
for your Pine Pop? You know the video he put out?
Yeah.
These bottles.
Oh,
I got all the lids. Someone just gave them to me.
wow. That's cool.
These are fermenting bottles for beer and stuff. I thought they'd be perfect for your Pine Pop.
Yeah. I think we're good for now. But I know my boss actually did a lot when those type of bottles when she even made her own fermented like soda and stuff as well.
Kombucha.
Yes. Yep. And Starla has a good idea. Why not people in the chat ask questions and then they'll put it all in caps so I know and I can bring it up on the screen if they
Okay,
have
I
any
gotta
questions.
fix my laptop so I can see the chat.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I got my spare phone. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll do Thursday night. I'll do a walk around the garden
That's
Thursday
good.
night.
Sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
So you guys can all see it. Because my garden,
Oh, yeah,
I got to
Miss
actually pick
Purple.
switch chard again. This will be my 4th time picking switch chard.
Oh wow. What did you say, Shannon?
The Monday and Tuesday of the last of the month of this month,
Yeah.
my parents are going to be
Yeah.
here. So Monday night, my parents wanted me just to be with them,
Okay.
so I won't be
That's
on.
fine.
So hopefully somebody
That's
else will want
okay.
to come on.
Yeah. Oh, Terminator. Didn't you say that
Yeah.
you had like a family member that wanted to join in on our ladies' night?
Yeah, I texted her, but she didn't get back to me.
Okay. Because if she does, just have her email me, and then I can send her the link.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have your email.
Yes,
I was just going to say I don't have your email, but I email you all the time, so I have your email.
yes, you do.
Oh, you
just
should have seen
emailed
me. I was
today.
doing some cussing yesterday. I went and dumped a dozen and a half eggs on the floor.
Oh no!
Oh, damn.
So I scooped it up with the dustpan, cleaned up my floor and everything, and I took it down and threw it to the pigs in their food. They loved it.
Yeah,
So it didn't
I
go
bet
to
they
waste.
did. Good.
I'm waiting. I ordered fruit roll-up trays for my Hamilton Beach because Amazon don't sell them. I had to go to the company and I ordered 4 of them because I have 5 trays and I only have 1. So I needed 4 more. And so I ordered them. They sent me an email last week saying that they were delayed and that it's going to take another week and that they were sorry and they're going to send me a special gift for waiting.
Oh,
Because I'm sitting here with 22 dozen eggs I want to dehydrate.
oh, yeah. Ow.
Does
Cheryl.
your oven go down to 170? Terminator?
What's that?
Does your oven go down to 170?
I don't have an oven. I don't have an electric stove.
Oh.
I only have a dehydrator. I have a toaster oven, but it's been so hot here. I don't have my outdoor kitchen built yet. And I don't want to do anything in the 10 by 10 kit. Well, my cabin's 20 by 20, but the kitchen is a 10 by 10 kitchen. And it's just been too hot.
That's what I'm saying. You can soft scramble them, scramble up, put them in the blender, puree,
Yep.
pour them into a pan, and soft scramble them over low heat. Then you can put them in a big metal pan, spread them as thin as you can, and put them in the direct sun. And you can dehydrate them in a single afternoon that way.
Oh, okay. Because see, what I used to do is take them and put them in. I used to oil my muffin tins, and I used to scramble them and then pour them in the muffin tins, freeze them, bring them out, pop them out, and put them in baggies. But I won't have the room this year in the freezer, so I'm just going to dehydrate them and put them.
Yeah,
I've got the jars and that.
Trays. 1 egg per ice tray. That's a
Yeah.
big ice tray.
See, my daughter. Yeah. My daughter, on her new stove that she's got, it's got a thing for dehydrating. It'll go down to like 90 degrees to 115 or whatever. And it's got it built right in her stove. She just hits the button for dehydrating. And whatever she puts in there on cookie sheets, she dehydrates it.
Shannon, what did you, healing what?
Healing frequencies.
What do you mean by that? I have an idea, but explain, please.
It's like, you know how like the church bells before they took out all our church bells?
Yeah.
That's a healing frequency.
Okay.
The tones and the sounds.
Because the churches still have bells around here and they still ring them.
Huh. Oh, and even like the bowls that
Yep, the singing bowls.
Meditation singing bowl, yeah.
Okay. I have not
Or
heard
a really, really good crystal wine glass
Oh,
in
and
your finger. Mhm.
Oh yeah.
that was on Miss Congeniality.
Yeah.
It also is at the high healing frequency.
Yeah. I just remember that on that movie. Me and Mom watched that movie.
438 megahertz or something like that.
But that's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know people that actually do it. I've heard of it, but I don't know people that actually do it, you know? Yes. You do it?
This is how bad I get. I get a copper pyramid big enough to sit under. And I go out in the middle of my orchard, pick a spot, and I sit there and I meditate with that frequency going while, grounding bare feet in dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I do it all at the same time. It's like I come out feeling like I've been to the spa.
Huh. And
I
then
just pulled.
go ahead.
Sorry, I
Go
just
ahead.
pulled one up on my TV from my Pandora. It's 432 HZ Healing Pulse. If anybody wants to listen to it, I'll just play a little bit. So I have it up on my screen on my TV.
Yeah, go
Here
ahead.
you go. It's for anxiety and stress.
Designed to soothe the subconscious.
And I found a whole lot of them because it's like yeah, Starla, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I have an acupuncture book that I can do for my feet and stuff. So I use that once in a while because my feet do hurt once in a while.
And also I do know there's tapping as well. And
You can
there's
also apply pressure for several minutes, and then
mhm.
you immediately go around to the back of your neck where your spine goes into the skull where that hollow is, and do the same thing, and finish off with your temples. Just a few seconds on each spot.
I actually rub that spot on in the
Yeah,
back.
you can. I mean, but just for like when you got a headache coming on, or you're just like super tensed up, it only takes a few seconds to hit those 3 nerve points to calm your ass down.
Because I kind of get tension headaches quite a bit. And I feel it. And so I actually, when I put my head back and I'll rub that spot back there, it does feel better.
I also do the yoga breath, the complete breath. It's a way of breathing from the bottom of your lungs. You feel them completely, and then you feel the middle of your lungs, and then the top of your lungs, and then you exhale the same way. You hold it for just a second, and then you exhale from the bottom of your lungs. I mean, you're completely filling them and completely emptying them. And I use that to control my blood pressure, my pulse rate, just to keep from choking the living shit out of whoever's annoying me.
Yeah. And then Starla, I know earlier you had a question for me. How would I like to know what percentage do you grow your own food? I try to grow a lot of my food right now though. What I have actually planted is we're in a different location right now, but what I have planted out there, because I have a lot of our citrus and my other banana out there, if the animals don't eat them first, we have quite a bit growing out there, but right now what I have in pots, but I plan on growing more where I'm at now. I'm just trying to get things situated first. Right now I believe we can grow quite a bit of food. I know when my in-laws were alive and we did a really nice garden, I actually think we have a video of that back in our gardening videos quite a bit back. We were growing all kind of stuff. Kind of when they both got quite ill, we stopped big time growing, and so I want to go big time growing again. It's just something I miss, and having both of them there was helping big time grow. And then of course, what we can't grow, we do go to the store and get. Or if we do have it in our food storage, I try to rotate that stuff as well. So that was that. Oh, and Shannon, when you said you sit under your willow tree, my favorite Disney movie was Pocahontas, and she sat under her willow tree and talked to Grandma Willow.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, "Oh, that's like Pocahontas."
My black
Well,
walnut
that's
tree, we call it the grandpa tree. I've got to get my faces back there. I've got these little old wizened grandpa faces.
Yeah.
And we turn it into a living totem.
Yep.
And yeah, I do a lot of meditation under the grandpa tree. Because the branches come all the way to the ground. It's always cool under there, 10 degrees cooler than the rest of the yard.
Mhm.
It's just really peaceful. Unless the squirrels are up there throwing nuts at you.
Oh yeah. Actually, we had 2 squirrels. They were literally fighting, and then because they were fighting up in the tree, they both fell. And where we're at now, there's a screen, so they hit the screen really hard and bounced off. It was actually quite funny.
Well, I don't want you to offend anybody in the chat, but around here, when they chew in the attic, we shoot them and make dinner out of them.
Well, yeah. All right, Terminator. Starla has a question for you. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
what percentage of your food you are growing? What are the kinds of things you cannot grow that you have to buy at store? Do you feel you are close to self-sustainability? Well, the first question, the percentage, I'd say at least 80%, maybe 90% of my food I grow and raise. Things that I cannot grow is bananas, oranges, and the big fruit like that, the citrus fruit like that. That's what I buy at the store. That's the only thing I buy at the store. And anything else like bathroom tissue, I make my own cleaners. I don't buy cleaners at the store. The only other one I order offline is the Dawn dish soap. Other than that, everything else, because all my meats, all my preserves, everything. If I want pickles or anything, I do all that stuff myself. Relishes. Oh no, I do buy mustard in the big gallons. I get that. I think that one I got off of Amazon. But other than that, if I could grow and do my own or make my own mustard, I would. But other than that, everything I make my own mayo. I make my own salad dressings when I need them. But yeah, I'd say for close to self sustainability, I'm close to. I'd say I'm 80%.
I think so. You're doing really good.
Little Miss
Because I've
Pepper, I
never
want to show
in the last
Cheryl.
5 years I've never grocery shopped.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
want to
Shane.
show Cheryl. I have barefoot shoes that I bought,
Yeah.
and they ground you to the ground with these little things. There's like metal balls in them that
Copper?
ground you.
Copper?
Yeah, copper or something like that. Yeah. Which I haven't been wearing them because of my foot, but
Well,
I like going
Yeah.
barefoot regardless anyway, even if
I go
those are
barefoot.
fun to have.
I
Oh,
go
yeah, those are
barefoot
fun.
or bamboo sandals. Because anything with rubber or man-made materials keeps you from grounding. It stops the electrical exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So good leather soles on your moccasins. Moccasins are leather, not rubber. And the soles are usually rawhide, not leather. So moccasins work. Bamboo slippers like the Japanese work.
That's Larry eating human too. Here.
And there's
Thank
something
you,
to be
sweetie.
said for people who garden. When you're digging in the dirt and you're getting that dirt all up under your fingernails and stuff, you're actually balancing out your gut health.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same with your feet. If you dig your feet down into the soil, the microscopic bits you actually absorb through the skin and stuff, it balances out your gut health. and it doesn't just, equalize your electrical current, your electrical signature.
The only thing I have to watch about that, Karen, I love walking bare feet and working in the garden bare feet, but I got so many thorny blackberry bushes, and then when they've died off and there's little pieces on the ground, you don't see that, and you get them in your foot. I tell
Oh,
you,
make
that sure
no
hurt.
mistakes about it. I'm very, very limited to where I walk barefoot
Uh-huh.
because we have
Yep.
fire ants. Besides the black, we have all kinds. You can't see it in the grass with the poison oak, the poison ivy, and stuff. When you're running over it with the
Yep.
lawnmower, you don't know it's there until you step on a freshly cut stem. So I'm very particular where I walk on the bare ground at. Right here in the front yard where I know what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going out into the regular grass, then it's leather shoes. And of course, if I'm going out blackberry picking or something, I've got my ass stomper boots on. Steel toed, heels that thick. And that's the way I go through the blackberries. I sit there and I tromp them down and get them out of my way. Then I throw a piece of cardboard down and I stand on the cardboard while I pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just pick up my cardboard and walk away. It doesn't hurt them. The little ones on the outside, you tromp them down, they come right back up.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Okay.
And the cardboard trick works anywhere, or a big towel or something like that. As long as it's like cotton or paper, it doesn't stop you from absorbing through your bare skin.
Yeah. All right, Shannon, you have a question.
I see that. So how does my faith inform my approach to stewardship of the land and caring for creation? It's definitely a little different because when I lived with my parents, I helped them cultivate the land for our garden. I cared for the trees that we had. We had apple trees, we had pear trees, we had cherry trees. And this was when we lived in a bigger homestead because I'm the oldest of six. So we had one homestead that we had to move from to another one because the state wanted to take the overpass that we were near and redirect it through our house. So we had to move to a different homestead. So, but the new homestead was next to a horse farm that housed the horses for the sulky racing, the little carts behind the horses. So us kids loved watching the horses and stuff.
That's
But
cool.
we grew very big gardens between the two houses. And then when we moved where I am located now, but in a different area, my mom had like a smaller garden because we had a lot of pine trees. So my mom had to do a lot more flower gardens than vegetable gardens. So we didn't really have a vegetable garden in where I am now.
You
But
know what loves pine trees? What loves the company of pine?
What?
Blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
The pine acidifies the soil, and they love
Yep.
acidic soil. Pine, and if you mulch your blueberries, they'll tell you specifically use pine needles. But yeah,
okay,
blueberries are excellent in the company of pines.
I'll have to remember that.
And then the second half of that question, Shannon, how has living on a homestead shaped or deepened your faith?
Oh, it's definitely deepened my faith because I've watched other couples around us that have children. I may not have children, but I did have my pets that were my children. And it's definitely a little different, but it's a rewarding process when I get food out of my garden, or I find some new little thing that I gotta look up in my edible book or whatnot. And I
Yep.
mean, I do have a small stream going in my backyard, but it doesn't stay like that always because it's not really a stream. It's just the overflow from the cornfields that are behind me. Because that's the animal feed that the farmers around me put in the fields.
Okay. And then Cheryl has a question. Do y'all have a good yard bug spray? Was in Arkansas 6 days, no bites, palmetto bugs too.
Yes, I do. Hang on. Let's see, which one was it? Messages? Carissa, Kendra, where you at? Better yet, go to my gallery. I just took a picture of it. There it is. Flea and tick spray. 7.5 ounces of alcohol-free witch hazel.
Mm.
6 mils of cedarwood essential oil.
Oh yeah.
2 mils of rosemary essential oil. 1 mil of thyme essential oil. 2 mils of frankincense essential oil. 2 mils of oregano essential oil. 2 mils of petitgrain essential oil.
Wait, hold on. What petty?
Petitgrain.
Okay.
Grain. I call it petitgrain. It's
Okay.
petite grain or something like that. Put it all in a spray bottle. Shake it well before each use. It's safe for pets, small children, and it keeps the mosquitoes away for a few hours as well as the ticks and the fleas.
There we go.
That's my recipe I use, y'all.
Okay.
Ah. I have a whole lot of different
I don't
scents
use
that
anything. I
my
just tell
husband
them
and
if you want my old blood, you can have it.
I have like lavender, eucalyptus, frankincense.
It's not the blood they take, it's what they leave behind instead of.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for what they leave behind.
Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Karen, you have a question from Starla.
Okay. How do I strike the balance? The first thing I do is my grandparents, tobacco farmers, came up through the Depression, and I was slave labor every time I got in trouble growing up. My granny did everything the old way. Everything the old way. She thought we had lice. We had to go get the horsetail horsetail fern and the goldenrod. And yes, if you look at the back of a red bottle, it says if you're allergic to ragweed or goldenrod, don't use, because that's what's in there. And she would make us immediately, she would boil it up. And I swear to God, what killed him was the fact that she put it on so hot that it scalded my scalp. And she did it every time we climbed the crabapple trees, because she was convinced that lice lived in the crabapple blossoms. She planted a 10-acre vegetable garden. Every vegetable known to man. And that, let me tell you something, that woman loved butter beans. I do not have butter beans anywhere on my homestead. There's a reason for that. Her own cows, her own pigs, her own chickens. She had so many wild rabbits that every time we went to visit her, she'd hand my daddy the old shotgun and she'd say, "Jimmy, go get me a brace of rabbits." That means 3, y'all. If he didn't come back with 3 rabbits from the 3 bullets she handed him, we didn't have lunch. He didn't have indoor plumbing until my mama refused to go back until daddy built her a bathroom and stuff in the house because she was tired of taking a bath in a tin pot on the back porch.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to do everything traditional. I have the knowledge and the skill. At the same time, I am 60. I have modern conveniences. I do not mash my grapes in that little colander cone with that little cone-like thing. Juicer, whatever the hell it's called. I throw them in the blender and hit puree for a few seconds and then pour it in the pot.
Yep.
I know how to
Yep.
do it, but as long as I have, at 60, as long as I have the modern conveniences, I'm going to use them to take shortcuts. Just like
Yeah.
coffee. I know how to boil coffee. I know how to make a filter and pour boiling water over the coffee right into the cup. But I'm still going to just wake up in the morning and hit the button on my Mr. Coffee until the power goes out.
Yeah.
And that's how I manage to balance it.
Yep.
Learn how to do it the hard way. Know intimately how to do it the hard way. So that if you have to do it the hard way, you can. In the meantime, if you're paying for the power and you're working a job and you've got a busy life, by all means, use any modern convenience you can get to your advantage.
You want something?
Yeah. Oh, Cheryl said, "Work smarter, not harder."
Yep.
I've heard that a lot.
That's all they chanted when I was growing up.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's good, baby. Thank you. I'm so glad you flipped them burgers and pulled them out of the pan for me.
Gotta give them props. We're
Oh, I had everything set up, but it was time to come on, and I just looked at them. It's like, you got to finish the burgers. They're already on the stove. Go over there before they burn.
yeah. Yep.
But he did cook them to perfection.
That's good.
I had my husband's marinated chicken for dinner. And I got another piece for
I had
lunch
eggs.
tomorrow.
I had eggs.
That's good.
I'm going to tell you another thing too, Cheryl. I do not grow, but maybe 20%, if that much, of what we eat. I used to grow a lot more. I don't do it now, simply because I have so much room, food. I've run out of rooms to put it in. I've got my first pantry, my second pantry, and my third pantry. I really don't need to put any more in there. I'm not doing a huge garden this year. This week, I am finishing my fall garden. I'm putting in a few more cucumbers and some zinnias and marigolds and squash, fall crops. I didn't do a cornfield this year. I'm going to plant a few bush beans, but that's just to have them fresh to eat. I'm not planting enough to can.
Mhm.
What I am getting this year is an abundance of the wild foods on it. The blackberries, the blueberries, the black walnuts, the hickory nuts, the acorns, the persimmons, and all of that stuff. And I get so much more than I can use. I process them. I make nice things out of them. And then I trade it. I will trade a quart of mulberry syrup for a bushel of corn.
There
So
you
there's
go.
more than one way to provide for yourself without going to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to live in a heavy farming area, agricultural area. So, we're in the place where, you can go in halfsies on a cow with your neighbor. And buy
Yeah.
it from the other neighbor,
Yep.
You don't actually have to raise the food yourself to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For a question
You
for
want to
me.
see what my son brought me last night? He's getting a contract from one of our small municipality dumps, and he was in the free. They have a free building. I'll show you. Okay. Wait. Okay, I can try and lift it. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
It's I think it's a
No,
10 liter or a 12 liter Lodge Dutch oven,
Yep.
and it's in mint condition, never been used.
Oh,
and he
wow.
got it for nothing for me. I looked it
What
up
am
on
I
Amazon,
Cool.
and they're $149 here in Canada.
One of my
And I
ladies
think
at
it's
the
a 10
Legion just
quart
gave
or a
me
12 quart.
she just gave me a 2 quart to fit on my wood stove. She gave me a cast iron square griddle. And I've got another one getting me a pot for the yard. I told him I needed a chili pot, Dutch oven, whatever you want to call it, cauldron, big enough to boil laundry or cook up enough chili to feed 50 people.
Oh, wow.
Tripod and everything I got coming.
Wow, that's cool.
And I believe in having your summer kitchen outside. Miss Cheryl, everybody needs a summer kitchen outside, even if it's a rocket stove made of cinder block.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a summer outdoor kitchen.
Yep.
Mhm.
Charcoal grill, it don't matter. Everybody needs an outdoor kitchen. Not just because it's too hot to cook in the house in the summertime, you're just competing with your air conditioning,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
because if everything goes to hell in a handbasket, you gonna be using it.
Mhm. That's true.
I've got a neighbor that cooks outside every day on a grill about this big. She makes pork chops, green beans, mac and cheese, the whole 9 yards, and she does it outside on 2 little fires
Mhm.
every
That's
day
cool.
to cut her power bill.
That's awesome. Because
So,
actually, that kind of goes with the question that Starla asked me. If a major storm were to knock out power for a week, what would be your biggest concern, or how do you adapt your gardening to unexpected weather changes? So, for the knock out the power and what would be your biggest concern, really for me it would be well, right now we also got a pool so that we're able to keep cool during the day, because I mean you can just jump in the pool with your clothes on and then they can stay wet while you're doing stuff. We don't have too much in the fridge or freezer, so that's no biggie. We can just quickly, and we know we got stuff to cook outside.
and you're in an area where, thank God, you can hunt food all year round.
Yeah.
You don't get so cold that you can't go out and track a deer through the brush.
No, and even when we do get are kind of cold, the deer are still going.
Yep. And you're kind of cold. You can still grow and you're kind of cold.
Yes, we can.
Just grow colder weather crops in the winter, but you can
Yep.
still grow.
Yep. And then how do we adapt our gardening to unexpected weather changes? Like for major rain where it's almost drowning out the stuff. If we're growing in pots and stuff, we can just move them. And that's how we do that one, which we like growing in pots because we can move stuff. So that's how we do that. And then question for Terminator. Let me pull it up for you.
Our house fire. That was the most unexpected challenge we've had to face, and had to start all over from nothing. Losing all my seeds, losing all my preserves, losing everything. There was nothing left. And that was the biggest challenge. And we stayed a few days with our daughter, and then we had her build a 10 by 10 cabin on the property where she used to live. She used to come up. It was a 6-hour drive, and she'd come and visit. So we let her build so she could stay in the cabin. And then they ended up moving up here and buying. So they told us to go ahead and use the cabin, and we moved into the cabin and turned it into our home and started all over right from scratch. We only came out with the clothes on our feet, like on our backs. That was it.
And y'all been doing really good about what y'all had to start out with again.
Yep. Yep.
Everything that you have and collected all over again. You've been done great about that.
Yeah. The hardest thing is though, for memory and stuff like that. I had picture albums of my parents and of my kids when they were babies. We lost it all. Lost a lot of stuff that we had, things that were given to me as a kid from my mother and my father. Lost it all. But those, I've got the memories up here, which I didn't lose. But that's all just materialistic. So as long as it's in my heart,
Still
I'm
hurts.
fine with that. I live with it.
It still hurts.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
does.
it would just kill me to lose the collages and pictures and stuff because my mama was big on cameras. Her whole family was. I have pictures going all the way back to the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it would just kill because they're all dead already, you know. So if I was to lose the pictures, it's like I would be losing my last grasp with my family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we had a picture. My husband's family. His father was born in 1904, and his mother was born in 1913, and they had a family of 14. And we had the very first colored picture they ever took on a Polaroid camera, and it was of the whole family together with the old team of horses back on the farm back in the day and everything. And we lost those pictures. Those things you can't bring back,
Yep.
No.
and it it's hard to bring back. So.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
had
actually,
a cabinet in my bed.
I
I
tell
had a
you what, I
cabinet in
do
the
have.
bedroom.
If you can afford it, and I'm saying from here on out, I have a nice size fireproof safe, and I have pre-selected certain photographs and stuff. There is still an envelope in there with my marriage certificate, birth certificates, shot records, the whole in a fireproof safe.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
lost all that.
So that maybe
Yeah.
I could save just a tiny bit
Yeah.
if it came down to it. Because I have a wood stove, so that threat is, and I have a wooden house, so that threat is always there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's tough, isn't it, Terminator?
We did find what's that?
I said it's tough when you go through a fire like that. I
What'd you
went through
say?
one like that when I was a kid, but I had family that came up with the pictures we lost and stuff. You know, like cousins and aunties and stuff would go, "Oh, I've got this
Yeah,
picture."
yeah. I like during the fire, we lost our 3 little dogs. And my son actually thought we were unconscious in the house, and he dove through a double pane window and tore a big chunk out of his arm. He was bleeding to death. They rushed him to the hospital, and he survived it. He was 6 months with treatments, a nurse coming and well, because they couldn't skin graft or anything, but to have it to heal and everything, because the the massive piece that was taken out of his arm. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it took me a long time when we stayed the couple days that we stayed at my daughter's because it was in the winter and you're jumping through. I'm bare feet jumping through, trying to climb through 4 feet of snow to get out away from the burning building was pretty I can still picture it. That's the worst part of it. But I was
No,
the
Mm-hmm.
that's
first couple
fair.
days I was every time I saw a fire in the wood stove, I had to leave the room. It bothered me.
Yeah.
But
Cheryl,
that's why nowadays I take one day at a time. I'm here today. I could be gone tomorrow. So I take one day at a time and I speak with God every morning and I
That's good.
thank him.
Cheryl, if you want a storm shelter and you don't know where to put one,
Oh, stop.
I don't know if you're thinking underground or above ground, but above ground, pick the lowest spot in your yard and put you a cement dome shelter in. Then back it up with dirt and put plants on it and stuff so that the wind just kind of like goes up and over. Usually, if you can use cattle panel and towels dipped in cement for the base shape. And then you just, like I said, you put some bricks, put some dirt around it. If you put enough cement with the wire reinforcing, you can put a foot of dirt all the way across the top and you can turn it into like a natural looking hill. It will climate control. It will withstand winds up to 500 miles an hour or more. Um, it'll protect you from solar flares and bursts. It'll protect you from fires. Just make sure you put some good ventilation in.
Yes. Um, and then there was a question for Shannon from Starla.
And how do I balance it? I just put all my trust in God, and He provides what He can, which is a good thing. Because if I can't get to it, he'll put it. He'll give it to somebody else, and they'll bring it to me, which is nice. Because it's like I can trade with my neighbors that have the few gardens. I do have a neighbor that has chickens, so I can go and ask if they need anything from my garden, or even
Mhm.
some of my blueberries, or even some of the grapes, or even the black caps that I have. And I've got a few things. I've even got the dill for pickles that I can put into the jars, and all sorts of other things. So it's like I got a small garden that I can, ask around if anybody needs something, if they have anything in return that I could use, like the eggs or another type of veggie that I don't have. That's how I just trust in the Lord to help me out, which is a
And like
nice
I
thing.
said, buy on clearance your fruit and stuff. Don't be scared of buying bruised fruit or slightly overripe fruit, because you can still bring it home and make juice and jelly. You can still dry it into snacks for the kids. There's 1,000 things you can do with it. You can even can it yourself. You just cut the bad parts out and just can it there at home. And I don't know how the grocery stores are up there where you are, but down here, the produce section, if the banana gets a little brown spot on the peel, they immediately pull it because it's not perfect no more. They'll stuff 10 pounds into a 2-pound bag and mark it 99 cents.
Hmm.
And I will get them and I will puree them up and I will put them 3 at a time. I mash 3 at a time and I put them in a small pint-sized Ziploc freezer bag. I make little bricks out of it. And then if I want to make banana bread, banana pancakes, banana muffins, anything like that, smoothies, I just pull a bag out. Already pre-measured 3 bananas.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Karen, Starla has you a question.
Yes, Darla. And more than I could possibly tell you. All I can say is people jump into herbs. They need to research what they're taking and the effects when combined with others. Some are helpful, like collagen. Collagen, you combine it with OJ because vitamin C is the key that unlocks the cell door that lets the collagen in to plump up your face. Um, Coffee and your Metamucil, they both make you poop. So a lot of herbal combinations help and bolster and enhance the effect of each other, but a lot of them are just as bad, or actually dangerous if you're like if you're combining uppers and downers. You wouldn't do that with prescription pills, and you don't need to do that with herbs either. You do not want an energy herb combined with a psycho herb. They don't mesh well together. There's a lot of them out there. I would say you need to go by the effect the herb has and make sure that if you're combining it, it enhances the properties and doesn't combat or have a bad reaction. Um, I'm trying to think things like red clover, hawthorn, all these things that have hormones in them, synthetic estrogen and stuff in them. A, you don't want to give them to men, and B, you don't want to combine too many of them because then you're ODing on estrogen. If you have a stimulant, cocaine, cocoa, You know, you don't want to combine it with, say, antihistamine like stinging nettle. You don't, because it'll speed your heart up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of another one. Um, a lot of them are just, minor negative effects like diarrhea. If you
Oh,
combine the
okay.
wrong, you'll get diarrhea, um, congested breathing. You just got to be careful. You don't want to mix, especially the more powerful herbs. You want to be careful not to just do your research, due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
If you research any herb, it's going to say not to take it with this and this and this, not to take it in combination with.
Yeah.
Believe them. Believe them. Because it's the same as mixing prescription drugs. You'll end up having a heart attack, um, seizures, hot flashes. Yeah, that's it. That's my answer. Sorry, I rambled.
That's fine. Actually, it was good info there. Yeah, and Cheryl said another fantastic night. Yeah, I wish Tambra was here as well. We do miss her.
We wish her well. We're praying for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's just a little after an hour, but my back is saying I am ready to get up and go lay down.
It's okay. My brain is saying get your ass up and go get the laundry out of the washer and put it in the dryer before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Or the clothes going to be sour.
Yep. All right, so we will go ahead and wrap it up and be on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully next week, Monday, my cards will be in. Because I was really looking forward to doing them tonight. But we did have a good evening.
Yep.
And I will find
Yep.
my Trivial Pursuit game because I've got all of them. And I will make sure I have backups to my backups, and we'll just play it by ear. Maybe we'll play something else totally.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe
I
Tambra will
enjoyed
be out.
having the questions.
Yes, that was really good. Thank you, Starla, for those
Thank you.
questions. And
Yes.
Cheryl, you brought up a couple of good ones as well.
Yep.
Yes, Cheryl, I am. I've been yawning. And Tambra has just been. I know they've had bad weather in Texas. She did not get too bad of it, but she's been having a lot going on though. But so we will go ahead and wrap it up. Shannon, I always end with you. So, Terminator.
Everyone, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your ears and eyes open. Prep whatever you can. If it's not prepping and making it yourself, going to the grocery store, buying canned goods, whatever you can get, dried goods, whatever, no matter what it is. And I tell you to keep your eyes and ears open and your head on the swivel, because look at the storms that are coming in, the devastation of all the lives. Also, now I lost my thought, but that's okay. I always lose my thought. I'm getting old.
Keep
But
your head on a
prep
swivel.
emotionally, mentally, physically, every way that you can, and prepare yourself. And I always say to myself, I live one day at a time. I'm here today. I could be gone tomorrow. Nobody knows. Just stay safe out there, everyone. Take care and God bless.
Yes, Karen, your turn.
Learn something new every day. Learn a new skill each week. Practice what you've learned. Get ready, folks. It's coming.
Yes, ma'am. Shannon.
All right, I've got two, one for the men and one for the women. This is for the men. It's from Psalm 37, verse 23. The steps of a man are established by the Lord when he delights in his way. That's for the men. This is for the women. This is from Proverbs 31, verses 10 and 30. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Amen,
Oh,
folks. Amen.
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 Oh, Terminator. So you are going to do a garden tour on Thursday?
Yeah, I'll do a garden tour. Show you how you guys seen it when it was just starting, and some of it wasn't planted. Now you're going to see how big it is.
Awesome. Sounds good. So, come everybody join us on Thursday. We'll be checking out Terminator's garden, and see how it's grown. All right. So everybody have
And I'll
a
show you
blessed.
my potato patch. My potatoes are over 3 feet high, and the weeds are growing up everywhere. And I'm trying to keep up with it, but I'll never will. But it is what it is. But first time I've ever had flowers bloom. Anytime I ever grew flowers, they never bloom. These are I have pink flowers on one area and white flowers on another area. It's hilarious.
Cool.
I was gonna say I've
You
been
might lose me.
weeding my gardens and cleaning the dirt and getting ready to put a fall garden in because y'all know I didn't do another one.
Yeah.
And my son found a whole bunch of teeny tiny seed potatoes from last year. He's like, "Look, Mama,
Yeah.
baby potatoes." I'm like, "Put them back in the dirt. Put them back in the dirt."
You know, Karen, where I went and retilled, and I hadn't put potatoes back there in 3 years in that one spot, and I
Yeah,
was
they go
pulling the
wild
weeds were
quick.
like 2 feet tall, and I was pulling the weeds out, and all of a sudden the dirt moved, and there was a great big huge potato. It must have been, I'd say, but I could set it in the palm of my hand,
Do you know
and
like a
I
sweet
hadn't
potato and
had
stuff when
potatoes
they
back
grow in
there
the
in so
wild
long.
will get this freaking big?
Wow.
Sweet potatoes
Oh
and
wow!
yams, if you leave them alone, they go 3, 4, 5 years. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
yeah, potatoes go wild quickly, very quickly.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, everybody.
Anyway,
Have a
good night, all.
blessed evening, and we'll see y'all Thursday.
Yep. See ya.